As a manufacturer, well, you are expected to produce clean components. But how exactly do you know whether your component is clean? Or you are expected to use clean process fluids or coolants or washing degreasing chemicals or neat cutting oils. All of these need to be extremely clean. But how clean is clean? And how do you know whether your process fluid is exactly meeting the specifications? Well, we have discussed this over the years with many engineers and manufacturers, and I think there is some confusion of, or there is lack of understanding as to how to measure this cleanliness. So in this video, we are going to discuss something about Millipore and Millipore testing. So let's get into it. First and foremost, let's try to understand what exactly is Millipore. Millipore is a test which is used in the industry, mainly in the manufacturing industry, to understand how clean your component is or how clean your process fluid is. Now, what it does is it measures the solid particles or the weight of these solid particles or non-soluble contaminants in the process fluid. Interestingly, Millipore is not the actual name of the test. It is the name of the company which makes the filter media which are used in performing these tests. These filter media is in the form of flat discs which have controlled and known porosity which traps these solid impurities. Now let's try to understand why exactly is Millipore testing necessary. Well, Millipore is a quality control measure used in the manufacturing industry. But if you are a manufacturer, you know Millipore in the context of understanding how clean your component is. Another use of Millipore testing is to understand or validate whether your machine tool or the other parts that you use in making your components, whether those are clean. Third, it can be used to validate whether your filtration systems, your process fluid filtration systems, whether they are working as per specifications. Now, the uses of or the purpose of Millipore testing varies according to industries as well. Let's try to understand those differences across industries one by one. Now, Millipore in the auto industry is widely used as a acceptance criteria. Now, you may know that majority of the components that go into a car are not manufactured by the car manufacturer themselves. They outsource this manufacturing to other vendors. When they supply these parts to the car manufacturers, they have to adhere to some sort of quality standard. One of this quality standard is this Millipore testing. Now, why is cleanliness such an important part? Well, if the parts that are supplied to a car manufacturer or that goes into a car, if they are not clean, it can lead to a lot of inefficiencies. Maybe the engine wear may be higher over the years, or there may be safety concerns when finally these components go into the assembly. So in order to achieve this Millipore value, auto component manufacturers, they install these component washing machines on their shop floors. Millipore testing can be used to understand how those parts washing machines are working and the finished component, whether they are adhering to the quality standards set by their customers. Likewise, in the pharma industry, because of various rules and regulations and safety concerns, the manufacturers need to be aware of cross-contamination risks, and hence the machines that they use, the output that they give, they need to be very clean and up to the standard that the regulations have set. And that is where they use this Millipore testing in understanding whether the parts or whatever is touching their finished product, whether that is clean up to the standard. Now, as I said earlier, Millipore is not the actual name of the test standard which is used to perform these tests. The actual test standard is a ISO test standard. I'll provide the link to that test standard in the description below. Now, what is the necessity of this ISO standard? Now, what it does, it provides a common benchmark or a standard procedure to perform these tests. It defines that procedure in detail, and it also provides us the understanding. It provides a common understanding platform so that whenever we discuss across, let's say, countries, that okay, this should be the millipore value, or this should be the component should adhere to the following standard. It gives us a common way of communicating and understanding across borders. So that is the purpose of having a standardized test and standardized testing benchmark to understand various results and the quality of those results. I hope this video was useful for you. If you have any questions, please write them in the comments below and we'll try to answer them to the best of our ability. We are going to make some other videos on similar topic or around this topic to enhance the understanding behind this even further. However, if you have any suggestions, please do mention in the comments also, so that it gives us an idea as to what you want and we make videos accordingly.